A single 4x8 raised bed is only 32 square feet, smaller than a parking space. Most gardeners plant it once in spring, harvest through summer, and by September the bed is mostly finished. A few exhausted tomato vines, bolted lettuce, and large sections of empty soil. That's 4 months of production from a bed capable of 7 or 8. The difference between a raised bed that produces for part of the season and one that feeds you continuously into fall is not more fertilizer, more plants, or more space. It's timing, structure, and overlap. A productive bed is not planted once. It's designed as a continuous system where different crops peak at different times so the bed never stops producing. I tested this myself by running a single 4x8 bed as my entire garden for one full season. 47 pounds of food came out of 32 square feet across 7 months of harvest. Not from giant crops or perfect conditions, from timing and layout. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact 4x8 system that keeps food moving from early spring into late fall using 3 production zones, succession planting, and vertical growing. Stay to the end because the fall extension method in the final section is what adds 2 to 3 extra months of harvest, and almost nobody uses it. The bed is divided into 3 zones running the full 8-foot length: back row, middle row, and front row. Each zone has a different role and timeline, which is what creates continuous production instead of one big harvest followed by decline. The back row becomes your vertical production wall, the highest yield part of the system. Install a trellis or support system at least 5 feet tall along the back edge. Plant 2 indeterminate tomatoes spaced about 30 inches apart, each trained upward on cages or strings. Choose high-yielding varieties, Sun Gold or Sweet Million for continuous cherry tomatoes, or Big Beef for fewer but heavier fruit. Between them, plant 3 or 4 pole bean plants climbing vertically alongside the tomatoes. Pole beans climb on their own, you just provide something to grab. Then tuck basil into the gaps around the base, about 8 to 10 inches from each tomato stem. Basil fills the lower canopy the tomatoes leave open, disrupts pest scent trails, and produces continuous herbs all season from space that would otherwise grow weeds. This single row now produces from both ground space and vertical space at the same time. 2 tomatoes alone can produce 30 to 50 pounds over the season. Pole beans add another 6 to 12 pounds from almost no additional footprint because they grow upward instead of outward. The middle row becomes your stability zone. 2 pepper plants spaced about 18 inches apart, plus compact herbs like parsley, cilantro, or chives. These crops stay in place all season and quietly produce in the background with very little management. Each pepper can produce 8 to 15 fruits depending on variety. Herbs provide repeated cut-and-come-again harvests from spring through fall without ever needing to be replanted. The front row is where this bed separates itself from most raised bed gardens. Instead of planting it once, you run it in 3 complete waves across the season. Wave 1 begins 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost with lettuce, spinach, arugula, and radishes planted tightly together at 2 to 3 inch spacing. Radishes mature in under 30 days, while lettuce continues producing through repeated cuttings for another 3 to 4 weeks. This gives you food before your tomatoes have even started flowering. You are eating from this bed while the main crops behind are still establishing. The moment those spring crops begin bolting in early summer, Wave 2 starts immediately. Pull everything the same day. Do not leave bolted plants sitting in the bed taking up space and light. Refresh the soil with a thin half-inch layer of compost to replace what the spring crops extracted. Then sow bush beans across the full front row at about 4-inch spacing. Bush beans mature in 50 to 60 days and produce 3 to 5 pounds from 8 square feet. They also fix nitrogen into the soil while they grow. That nitrogen helps feed the tomatoes and peppers behind them. which is one of the reasons the back and middle row crops stay productive deep into the season. They are getting a free fertility boost from the front row beans. Then comes the most important stage, the fall wave. As soon as bush beans finish in late summer, usually mid to late August, clear the row immediately. Add another half-inch layer of compost to refresh the soil for the third time. Now plant cool weather crops: spinach, lettuce, arugula, radishes. 6 to 8 weeks before your first expected frost. This is the stage most gardeners completely miss, and it is where the extra 2 to 3 months of production come from. Here is why fall planting works so much better than most gardeners expect. Fall conditions are often better for greens than spring because the soil is still warm from summer residual heat, while the air becomes cooler and more stable. Lettuce that bolted in 3 weeks during summer holds for 6 to 8 weeks in fall because the heat trigger is gone. Spinach that refused to grow in July suddenly thrives in September because it is finally in its ideal temperature range. Radishes become sweeter and crisper because cool soil slows their development and increases sugar content. Arugula holds its flavor balance instead of turning overwhelmingly peppery the way it does in summer heat. The quality of fall-grown greens is often better than spring-grown greens, which surprises most people the first time they try it. I started fall planting in my front row 3 seasons ago, and it was the single biggest improvement I made to total bed production. My first year without fall planting, the bed produced about 32 pounds and was essentially done by September. The first year I added the fall wave, the same bed produced 47 pounds and I was harvesting fresh greens into November. That 15-pound increase came entirely from the front row during months the bed had previously sat empty. Same space, same soil, 2 extra months of food. If you are in a zone where fall frost comes early, a simple row cover or cold frame over the front row can extend the fall harvest by another 2 to 3 weeks. Even a sheet of plastic draped over wire hoops protects greens from light frost and keeps the bed producing into December in many zones. And there is one more layer that pushes production even further: the spring pea trick. Most gardeners leave the back row empty for 4 to 6 weeks while waiting for soil to warm enough for tomatoes. That is dead time. Peas tolerate cold soil and can be planted at the same time as your Wave 1 lettuce and radishes. Push a small temporary trellis into the back row and sow peas at the base. They climb 3 to 5 feet, produce pods in late spring, and finish before summer heat arrives. Harvest the peas, pull the trellis, and transplant tomatoes directly into the same nitrogen-rich soil. That adds another 2 to 4 pounds of food from weeks that would otherwise produce nothing. And because peas fix nitrogen, your tomatoes go into pre-fertilized soil without any additional amendment. With the spring pea addition, the full season timeline looks like this: March or April, peas climbing in the back row, lettuce and radishes growing in the front row. May, tomatoes replace peas, peppers and herbs go in the middle row. June, bush beans replace bolted lettuce in the front row. Late August, fall greens replace spent bush beans in the front row. The bed is producing food from the first planting in March through the last harvest in November. 8 months of continuous production from 32 square feet, and once you add up the full system, the numbers become surprisingly large. 2 tomatoes, 30 to 50 pounds, pole beans, 6 to 12 pounds, spring peas, 2 to 4 pounds, 2 peppers, 2 to 6 pounds, front row wave 1, 2 to 3 pounds of greens and radishes, front row wave 2, 3 to 5 pounds of bush beans, front row wave 3, 3 to 5 pounds of fall greens, herbs harvested continuously for months, conservative total, roughly 50 to 85 pounds of food from one 4x8 bed. But the bigger shift is not the number. It is the consistency. The bed never stops working. Every month something is growing, producing, or preparing the next wave. That is the difference between a raised bed and a food system. One produces occasionally, the other feeds you continuously from spring into fall. If you want to see how to build this bed on a budget and get the soil mix right from the start, watch the raised bed setup video next.